everybody who's here for your time. My name is Tamara. I'm the principal here at West Junior High School, and this is my first year here. I'm so excited to have everyone here today, including this giggly little baby right here. So the point of tonight is to kind of check the box of like any anxiousness you're feeling about not knowing how things are done here at West. And this summer, we plan to have more of a sixth grade academy. You will be officially called sixth graders, and they can come in and have like a day where they experience the schedule and walk through to put down on some of those first day of middle school jitters. So this will be more of a Q&A. We do have a little bit of information that you'll receive. We're really excited about you being here, and us just a little bit, and then you can ask any questions you may have. But again, this summer is when we really want to bring the then sixth graders in, because as soon as you guys finish at fifth grade, your sixth graders need to belong to us. So we're so excited, and we want you to have the opportunity to just come walk through and see what it's like, meet the teachers, see what it's like, what's our expectation as soon as you walk through the door. Like, it's gonna look very different from elementary. I don't even know what elementary does, but I know it's gonna look different from middle school, because sixth grade is the group that has the most shock about how differently things look. And really, it's the parents, I'm gonna be honest with the adults, it's the parents who have more shock than the students. They seem to adjust well, but parents show up for, let's say, a meeting with one teacher, and they say, well, where are the other teachers? I'm like, well, you're supposed to meet with the math teacher. And they're like, yeah, but at Oakland, we're in the city of Oakland, but guess what school this is? West Junior High School. So we want everyone to have a smooth transition into the middle school way of life. Some of those things you will really like, and some of those things you'll say, I like them a little better when. That's part of it, right? Because our ultimate goal is to transition them into like true teenagers. When they come in, some of them may be 10. We have some 10-year-olds and then we have 11-year-olds, but they leave here as teenagers. And so our goal is to start preparing them for that, because ultimately, where do we have to send them? To high school, and they have even less of parent dependency and more, you saw that deadline, you're supposed to do this. So this is that middle spot we call middle school for a reason, with young children, but we need that transition time. And when I say we, I mean all of the adults more than them. You guys need it and we need it. So anytime you have questions before they even become out officially, you can reach out to me via email. My email is on the website. If you're a phone person, you may call the school also, but even leading up to the summer, call us anytime you need anything. Now I'm gonna tag over to our assistant principal, Mr. Cheers, so he can do this.
All right, how everybody doing today? Okay. I want to hold you all know. I'm just gonna go over some expectations, some non-negotiables, and then we'll talk about academics when as related to athletics. First, our school-wide expectations. We expect every student to be here, of course, on time. We expect them to get to all classes on time. We have a 3-minute transition period. Started at 5. We had a lot of people, there's not enough time, but as we roll along, 3 minutes is more than enough time. We haven't had a lot of students not able to make it to class on time. They have enough time to use the restroom and get to class. But at 3 minutes, it allows us to give more time to focus on academics. Some people may say, well, that's only 2 minutes between 7 classes, but there's still 14 more minutes that we're able to focus on some academics. Phones, we take up phones every morning. Next year, we're planning on having pouches where students can have pouches with their names on. If we don't have pouches, if they're not in, right now we have a system where they put their phones in a bag with their name, they keep it, they take the bag home. They put it in a class period. If I have Coach Shears' 8th period, 7th period, I put it in Coach Shears' tote. So at the end of the day, when we take the phones to the classes, I go in there, I get my phone out. The teacher will usually hold it up. I get my phone at the end of the day. So that we won't have those disruptions. I'm not able to be on TikTok. I'm not able to text my best friend during class. We don't have those disruptions. Once again, we want students to be able to have that time and that focus on academics. Discipline, I handle a lot of the discipline when I'm not here, or if we're busy, Dr. Griffith will handle discipline as well. We do all discipline by the policy. It's a framework that the district restructured 2 years ago. And so we have to follow that policy. We cannot do anything outside of the policy. So I can't say, well, whatever this student did, I'm just gonna give him 5 days. I can't just give him 5 days ISS. I just can't give the child 5 days OSS. It has to follow within that, the policy and within the framework. You have, level 1 through 5, infractions. Level 1, usually the teacher will make a phone call. The teacher will, give a student a verbal reprimand. They may send you an email. If they have your number, they may send you a text, hey, look, Coach Cheers is talking too much in class. Can you talk to him? If not, I'm at the center referral to the office. A level 2 offense could be a verbal reprimand as well, could be write-offs, could be a class period in ISS. It could be up to 5 days in ISS. Level 3 is when you start up to 5 days ISS, and then you get that up to 5 days OSS. And of course, level 4s, those are your alternative schools. You're up to 10 days OSS and up to 10 days ISS. And then, of course, level 5s are, they're expelled. There's a lot of those are zero tolerance, which can be appealed. But I don't think we'll have any level 5s with this group. When coming in the morning, a non-negotiable is Crocs. We don't allow Crocs because it's a safety. If it's an emergency, a lot of the kids run into stumbling over Crocs, twists and ankles. They want to wear them in PE, then they get upset because they can't participate in PE with those Crocs. It's a lot of different ways to look at having that folded. Well, I got them in sports mode. They can fall out of sports mode. I've seen it happen. I've had I coach at the high school. I've had kids want, well, Coach, I left my shoes. Well, you won't play tomorrow. Well, Coach, I would have been. No, sir, you can easily get injured because there's no security around the ankle, around Achilles. That's very dangerous. So no Crocs. Perfumes and sprays, we stopped allowing those because we have kids that has allergies, that has asthma, and kids will get in class and they don't smell the perfume on themselves anymore, and they'll just start spraying it on in class, not knowing that the student behind them can have an allergic reaction to those body sprays and those perfumes. So we kind of want to look out for everybody. So the kids kind of laugh at me when I say, you better put your deodorant and your spray on before you get in the morning. They're like, Coach, we ain't stinking. I kind of joke with them, but at the same time, kind of let them know, hey, let's make sure we take care of our hygiene before we get here in the morning. Because, when I say.
Also, we can't have anything flammable. So
yeah, and they're flammable. That's flammable as well. Yeah, they can start fires with those. The hard cups, the standees. When we've had incidents where, not here, but within the district before, where students that hit other students with them hard stainless and Yetis, so they can be used as weapons. So we won't be allowing those. But if they bring a water bottle that hasn't been opened, and they want to fill the water bottle up between classes, as long as they get to class on time. When they get to the cafeteria, we have a water fountain where they don't have to worry about anyone's mouth being on it. They can just hold it under the sensor, fill the bottle up, and they'll be able to have a water bottle still throughout the day. I talked about the 3-minute bell. Lockers. Each student will be assigned a locker. Homeroom teachers will have each child's locker, their locker code, so that way they won't be locked out of their lockers. Each student will have a locker to put their things up. Now, locker times, they won't be able to go to their locker between every period, because that's an excuse to say, well, I was late because I was at my locker. They have time to go to their locker before second period, after fourth period, and then right before the last period. And that's enough for them to only have to take books for 2 periods. Put them up, and I can get the books for my next couple of classes. I can put them up, and then if I got homework at the end of the day, or if I got a book I want to read, I got something I want to take home, I get that out before second period, and I'm able to take those things home.
Also, we're a digital school and we have devices and we use Google Classroom, so most of them are gonna have a lot of textbooks anyway.
Yep, everything is done online. Each teacher has a Google Classroom set up. So when students come home, I don't have it on the homework book or Google Classroom book. Each student will have an email address, where they can log into Google Classroom. Each student has a Clever account, a Clever login, where they can get on single sign-ons like Study Island, iReady, things of that nature. Whatever the teacher, whatever else the teacher assigns, all of that will be online. So a lot of it will be digital, and once again online. Anybody that plays sports, academic expectations, absolutely, positively no Fs.
Or these,
Absolutely, positively no Ds. And if a student does something and they're in ISS or suspended for that day, it may not play that day. It may not play that day because we hear a lot, and I do it at the high school. We hear a lot about basketball, football, baseball, soccer. We love it. We want kids to excel academically and athletically, but if they can't do it in the classroom, it's not going to help them in the future if they plan on playing that sport anyway. So they have to be able to get it done in the classroom, and within that classroom, they have to have that respect, they have to have that integrity, they have to have all of that in order to, if they want to go to college, get their scholarship. The coaches we have to be able to tell anybody, and some people, why is he talking about college? Well, you start building that in middle school. You start building that integrity and morale and developing yourself in middle school. When you get to high school and recruits may look, you have to have those grades. You have to have the right mindset. So those Fs and Ds, you won't play, get write-ups, get sent to ISS, get suspended, sit for games, be completely taken off the team. We've had to take students off of teams before this year. So those expectations are high when it comes to moving the academic needle this year and for next year. Any questions for me?
I'm just curious what.
But we have sevens. Okay, we'll go through the periods for you. Okay, I'm gonna let our school counselor, Ms. Sherman, she has a PowerPoint, and then following her will be Mr. Cole.
Thank you, Coach.
You're welcome.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Ms. Sherman, the school counselor. And of course, with counseling, it's a relational department. So I'm giving you a little bit about me first before I dive into everything else that I do here, because you can't have a relationship rapport if you don't know who you're dealing with. So about me, I'm Ms. Sherman, of course. I'm a native Memphian. This is my 9th year as a school counselor. I am a former high school teacher, and I'm dedicated to supporting students and partnering with families. And that just means that I'm dedicated to being there for them, because a lot of times kids don't necessarily want to tell their parents everything. They want someone else they can talk to about the small things, or what parents may view as the small things. That is their entire world right now. That little situation they have going on with Molly in 5th period is their whole world right now. And parents might say, you know, I don't have time for that right now, so I do need to support them in those moments. I got my master's of school counseling at Freed-Hardeman, my Bachelor of Arts in History at UT Knoxville. And I've taught across grade levels, so that means that I have had every grade level. When I have taught basically K through 12. I substituted elementary schools, I've taught middle school, high school, and when I was an undergrad in college, I taught overseas college freshmen in Beijing, China. So I have experience all the way from K through freshman in college when it comes to teaching, so I do have a background in that. So I've worked with all ages. My approach is definitely student-centered. The students here, they self-refer all the time. So that means that a lot of times I may not get that referral from a teacher. I might get it from the student first and says, you know, I'd like to have a mediation. Can you mediate between me and X, Y, and Z? They'll do that. And I focus on the whole child, of course. You have your academics, your social, and then your emotional. So academics, if they are dealing with like testing anxiety or something, I'm someone they would come to for that. The social piece, of course, getting along with their peers, but getting along with anybody. It could be a cousin at home that they keep arguing with and they want to talk to me about that. They can. The emotional piece, just their internal world, they can talk to me about that. And of course, I have a collaborative approach with families and staff. The teachers know that they can come to me if they have a particular issue with the student. And the parents, they call me if they have a particular issue that they want me to handle with them and their student, or just with their student. You guys can let me know. So I'm committed to creating a safe and supportive environment. So again, they know they can come to my door if they need to talk to me. So academic support and goal setting is a part of what counselors do. So I do have the goal setting we have coming up, talking to them about college and career. We have career day coming up. And then they also can do like a career aptitude test to see where they would best fit. So those are some of the things that we do to support the career and future goal settings. Social and emotional learning and skill building through whole lessons and guidance class, or those small groups or those one-on-ones. Peer conflict resolution and problem solving. That is where I live. The peer resolution and the problem solving, because that is such a huge part of their emotional development. When you're in middle school, you're at that precipice of, I'm still a baby, but I kind of feel grown up too. So you have a lot of those social interactions that may go left sometimes, they may go sideways. And so I'm there to support when that happens. And supporting during key transitions like tonight, letting the students know and letting you all know that there is someone in the building they can talk to about whatever is on their mind. And a lot of people don't know that students, they do have their right to privacy. Even though they're kids, they have a right to privacy. So if there's something that they are telling me and they say, they're not saying anything where they're gonna harm themselves, harm someone else, or they know someone else is in danger, those three things, then I can keep it to myself. If they say, I don't want anybody else to know this, then they have that right to that confidentiality and that privacy. They have the right to it. So individual counseling that I mentioned, small groups. And a lot of times those small groups means that we all have the same sort of challenges. And so we can get together in a small group and work those out and talk about it. But we want to keep it within that small group space. Classroom guidance and check-ins. I do a lot of check-ins with the students that I've been talking to, and then, just a brief check-in out in the hall, something of that nature. But for the most part, they will come to me when they need to talk to me that day. A lot of times during fourth period, because I think that is an open office hour block. Come talk to me, drop in on your lunch, talk to me about what's going on, and they do. So when it comes to crisis, I am a person who is dealing with the crisis and mental health crises at the school. So if there is someone who has threatened to harm themselves, or someone else or knows someone else is under threat, that would come to me, and I'll have to do a threat assessment to determine whether or not this needs to go to crisis intervention. And crisis intervention is, above me in terms of you've got your therapist, you've got your MDs, you've got people who are trying to check and make sure that the student is okay and that they are not an immediate threat to themselves or others. So of course, I'm collaborating with you, collaborating with the school, and focusing on student safety with the crisis response, stabilization, and follow-up. So if they do have a crisis, then I would follow up with that student too to see, are they still having those same issues? I might even ask the parent, if you all have your student in therapy, and I might say, can I have permission to know what the therapist is working on with your students so I can be on one accord? If they're talking about this topic, we can talk about that topic. If they're working on this, we can also work on that. So that's my spiel for that. Partnering with families, communication open. You can call anytime to request at the front office, request to speak to me. If I'm not with the class during classroom guidance, I will answer, I will talk to you. For as long as we need to talk, I have long conversations with parents, and then I have long conversations with the students based on what I talk to the parents about. So it's a whole collaborative effort. I'm partnering with you and partnering with the student, and we're all partnering together. And sometimes I can act as a liaison between student and parent too, if there's something that they want to talk to you about, because I've had this happen too. There's something they want to talk to the parent about, but they don't know how to say it. They're nervous about doing it. They think mom or dad is going to be mad if they come and tell them this, and we role play, say, hey, just pretend. What would you say if mom was right here, right now? So all of that is just a circular collaboration between me and all of you to make sure that I'm serving as a liaison between the student, their peers, their teachers, their parents, each other. I'm here to be that bridge. So if you have any questions or concerns, you can always call the front office and ask for Ms. Sherman, and I will be able to talk to you about your needs and your students' needs. And one more piece, when it comes to accommodations, if you have a student and you suspect that they may have a disability, a learning disability, or they have a physical impairment, I'm one of the people that you can talk to depending on the level of need More advanced needs usually goes to Ms. Scudder, who handles IEPs, and we do have some other special education teachers. But if they have a little bit of a lesser need, but they still have a need, and they have an impairment, if that would be like ADHD, or they have a physical impairment, they would come to me. You guys can come to me and let me know that I think my student maybe has some disability. I'm suspecting that they have a disability. What can we do? And then I would advise you on that. Talk to the pediatrician, see if there's a diagnosis that we don't know about, see if the student may need a 504 and qualify for a 504 plan, which is just a plan that has accommodations in it, saying that this student gets extended time, this student gets extra rest of breaks, this student gets X, Y, and Z, and every classroom teacher would have to follow that because it's a legal document. So that's another piece on what goes directly under me, because I am our 504 coordinator as well. So that is the whole of the counseling department in a nutshell. Do I have any questions? All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Throw it over to Mr. Fuller.
Hey,
Sixth
good
grade.
evening. How's everybody? Welcome to West Junior High School for 2026-27. We are excited to have you. Where's Mom that I talked to earlier? She has a new one, but she also has somebody graduating from high school. Okay, right here. She's got any parents who have, this is your first time your child will be entering. Let's see the scared face. Okay. All right. Okay. We welcome them here. We cannot wait for your child to get here. We are already planning for next year. We have a marvelous team. I'm going to ask the sixth grade team to come up and join me. My name is Mr. Fuller. Come on, Ms. Rudd. We have a marvelous team. Your child will be in good hands. The academic program, we've worked to strengthen that. We talk every day. In fact, next year we will have more time to talk and plan together to make sure that we capture the whole child. Not only academically, next year we're planning some wonderful clubs, and we already are known for our sports here, but we need the whole child. Your child may not be interested in sports, but they may be interested in chess, or they may be interested in recycling. They may be an artist or whatever. And we want to, middle school should be a time for exploration, for time for a child to explore different options because as Dr. Griffith said, several of us, my 34 years, most of that has been spent in high school. And so what we want to do now is to help your child transfer from middle school from that elementary school to the middle school and start exploring different things. And by 8th grade, we want to be able to if they go to Fayette or wherever they go to high school, we want to be able to hand them a really prepared 9th grade student. And so we want to begin that process here in middle school. I teach social studies, and in 6th grade social studies, it's an exploration of history of the ancient world, and I love it. I'm excited because a lot of things that we get to explore are some of the things that you already study, your child has studied in their Sunday school classes. When we study ancient Israel, we talk about Moses and Abraham and all those good things. And so they come in with a lot of knowledge. And so we just want to build on that knowledge. We're glad that you're here. Again, we want to ease your transition woes. I was excited when my son got to middle school. I was even more excited when they graduated from high school. But I have an expert. I have a grandson two grandsons in middle school. So I'm calling them all the time to make sure that I'm doing things right, and they tell me, no, Poppy, don't do that. I just want to give our content teachers a chance to tell what they teach and what you'll see in their classes. And then we have our wonderful exploratory teachers, as I shared with you, auxiliary teachers, or whatever word that you use to tell you about some of the options your child can have as it relates to their school and what they may learn. Go ahead, Ms. Rudd. Ms. Rudd is ELA.
Good afternoon, parents, children. I am ELA teacher, Ms. Rudd, Ella Rudd, and I would like to, so glad to see you here. And I would like to just say over the summer, make sure that your children do a lot of reading, because the reading is important, you know, and get different books. Make sure you get different books and let them read, because they need to learn themes and the central ideas of the text. And also, they can look into paragraphs and learn those things from the paragraph and the central ideas. They need to know the content knowledge, which is the specific information, facts, concepts, theories, which are the principal taught in academic setting. So content knowledge is essential for reading, comprehension, critical thinking, and student learning. So above all, please encourage them to read and sum.
I'm Ms. Gordon. I teach 6th grade math. And we'll be dealing with a lot of rational numbers, so fractions and decimals. A lot of the same operations they've been doing in middle school, adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing. I'd say to prepare yourselves, practice a lot of multiplication and division. That's what I've seen a lot of kids struggle with that. And it can make the transition to using decimals and fractions that much harder if they can't do it with the whole numbers. So yes, a lot of multiplication, a lot of division, but outside of that, we'll have a lot of fun. So I know a lot of people don't like math, or you think you can't do math, or you're not a math person. I promise we'll try a lot of different ways. I'm open to different ways to solve problems. So we'll play games, we'll use laptops, we'll use paper and pencil, of course. Anything that'll get you excited about math.
All right, now we're gonna go ahead and start our auxiliary teacher. We're gonna start at this end, Mr. Haggard.
Hello, my name's Odie Haggard. I'm the STEM teacher at West, and just to let you know, I have an electrical engineering degree from the University of Memphis. Practiced that for, since the 80s. And my biggest goal is right here. This young man with the green shirt on, he's got his earbuds on so he can't hear me, but I get excited when I see him playing or whatever he's doing. He's interacting with technology. And if you don't think that technology is going to impact his life, you're fooling yourself. So that's my goal, is to introduce him to as many technologies as possible, sprinkle in a little mathematics. I've got a minor in mathematics, so I love math as well. And just let them have fun and put them in that environment where they can explore robots and programming and rocket launching for my older kids. So that's what we're about with the STEM program.
I didn't know you were rocket launching. I didn't know.
Before May.
Okay.
We'll be out front. We're going to be. I pray to God I don't set that field on fire.
So, Dow?
I'm Haley Haddad. I'm the art teacher at West Junior High School. I got my bachelor's in fine arts from Memphis College of Art and my master's in art teaching from University of Memphis. In our art program, your children will be doing projects based on drawing, printmaking, and painting. When we use the Art Standards, be our guide with all of those awesome projects. We like to participate and take opportunities to compete in different contests regionally. The Delta Fair, Unified Fair, Race Art Contest, West Tennessee Regional Art Contest. We've won a lot of awards this year, so I'm really proud of our students. And I think we're gonna start an art club this coming year, so that'll be exciting also. Any questions about the art?
Any artists?
Awesome.
Okay, good.
Hello, my name is William Harrison. I'm the band director here. I've been here, this is my 5th year. We started from scratch. When I first got here, we were like about 6, 7 instruments, and now we got about 80 horn players.
Bad band.
My 6th graders, as they come, you don't have to have any experience. I teach you how to play your first note, your first song. It's gonna be easy. We're gonna have fun. We perform at basketball games, football games, and we do the Christmas parade in Somerville, Oakland. We might do some more towns and counties next year, and I'm looking forward to having your child in the band. If people like it. I've been doing this for 17 years, going on 17 years.
Hello everyone, I'm William Tankersley. I'm the PE and Health and Wellness Coach here at West Junior High. Going up through your elementary years, they focus mainly on the macro movements of your body, which is locomotor, non-locomotor skills. So you're working on your running, your balance, your skipping, so on and so forth. I start to more focus on the team aspect, attacking more of the open space concepts and working together and starting with your manipulation skills. So we focus on a lot of different sports. I introduced rugby. This year we do lacrosse, we do basketball, obviously we do basketball, football, we do blitzball, baseball, volleyball. I do every sport possible. We did soccer a few weeks ago. So we do a very wide range in making sure that you are all experienced in every sport possible. If your student has an idea for a sport, or if they have an interest in sport, I am more than willing to investigate that sport and introduce it into our program if it's something that we haven't done before. This is how I got into lacrosse, how I got into rugby. Kids, most of the time, they focus on the big three, the ones down here, baseball, football, basketball, or life. And that's all we got. But not every student likes to play basketball, baseball, and football. So we like to introduce them to all the sports that possible. And we have a weight room as well that was recently built. So maybe we can eventually get to, in my health and wellness classes, I'd like to try and get to, haven't got to it yet, but I'm trying to get to my actual weightlifting unit. So that hopefully is coming up. We got to get through quite a few other lessons before we get there first.
Hey, how y'all doing? I'm Nakisha Dawes Wilson. You might hear me as, hear people around here say Miss Keisha or Miss Jones Wilson. This is me, yeah. I go back to one. But I'm your digital arts, entrepreneurship, and American Music Legal teacher, but for 6th grader, I do digital arts. And it's just the basic of art that we do on the computer. So we're still dealing with digital, with technology, my bad. And so with that, we just do like photography and like designs, like making book covers or making your own story and stuff like this. So anything that dealing with technology, that's with the digital arts.
Good evening, everybody. So good to see everyone. My name is Mr. Calvin Davis, and I am the choir teacher. It's really bittersweet because I think like 3 or 4 of y'all I taught in 3rd grade. So now that y'all transition to 6th grade, y'all see how fast time flies. So embrace the journey, embrace the transition. If you can sing, want to sing, can't sing and want to sing, all right?
Okay, that's our academic program and our extracurricular activities. Again, we're building those, and if you have ideas or your child has interest, just let us know, because we work for your child, okay? And so we want to build our program with your child in mind. We don't want to work in isolation. We work together. We partner with the parents, okay? That's the only way children can be successful, and teachers and parents partner with each other. We've had some wonderful parents this year, since I've been here in November. I call and say, Tommy's not doing what he's supposed to do. Tommy come in the right way the next day. And so we expect that same, we're gonna work with you that very same way. And that's the way we make your child successful. Anybody have any questions? We wanna ease your fears. Help me, yes.
Are like the classes like randomly mixed or actually pairs?
Okay, cool. Everybody will have me, Miss Rudd, and Miss Gordon, and we have a science teacher, Miss Martin, who couldn't be here. You'll take those 4 core classes, but the great thing, the cool thing is your interest. If you have an interest in choir, in technology, business, you get to pick between these, the extra
Cut him off before he get me in trouble, give me an open speech.
Okay.
So, sometimes certain classes fill up sooner than others, right? So, and we try to balance them. I'm gonna give you a real-time example. What's your smallest class, Mr. Davis? He has a class of 5 people for choir, okay? Where that same period, Ms. Haddad may have 26. So we have to try to balance what you're interested in with making sure we keep the classes level, because sometimes that results in, I'm just gonna be, a lot of students in the current 6th grade class wanted to take band and they wanted to take PE. And there's no slam on my other people because they love all these teachers, but band and PE had the biggest requests, right? But if I let everyone who wants to take those 2 get in them, their classes are full to capacity, and then you have more 5 and 3 classes. So while we try to acknowledge and honor what you put on your course selection, it's not a black and white thing where it's guaranteed that if you put art, you get art, if you put PE, you get PE. And it's also a balance of what grade you're in and what you can take. Mr. Hager and Ms. Jones-Wilson has classes that you can't take as a 6th grader. Then they have classes that you can take as a 6th grader, but you won't be able to take the next one until, so we have to consider all of that. So the short answer to your question is, you still need to select what you're most interested in, and we will do our very best. But if you put something that you don't get, it just means that classroom's full. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Okay. I didn't get to have this kind of meeting last year, and so I had a lot of not so happy 6th grade parents the first 30 days of school, because they said, we signed up for band. And I was like, we have a lot of people in there. So just know if your student doesn't get what you selected, it just meant it got full before we were able to put your child in there. But the good part is some of the classes are 1 semester, so if you didn't get it in August to December, you can get it January through May. And also, you hope to come back, so whatever you didn't get, you can get Mr. Harrison at first, you can get them the next time. Because it's not a black and white thing. We take them at all grade levels, right? Now, we're not traditionally gonna put an 8th grader in there with no experience, but anything is possible. So we do our very best to honor the course selections, but it is not a black and white thing. It's subject to availability. But that was a good question that you asked. But yes, everyone will have the core content. So everyone will have math, English, social studies, and science. And you get to take with different people. So that's something else that may be a little different from elementary. It's not a cohort that travels together all day. So you may have first period with a friend and you don't have any other classes with them. You may not take any classes with your friends from your current school. So it just depends. But that was a good question. More questions? So this cohort is about what we started out with 115, and this cohort coming in where you guys are, where your baby is predicted to be roughly 110. But that doesn't count for people moving in and out, but the core will be a little bit over 100. But our largest cohort, I think right now, is 7th grade, they're almost 130. 120 maybe, so almost. Mom and Orange, did you have a question that?
Yes, clear backpack, is that mandatory or?
Mandatory, clear backpack, clear purse. We want your lunchbox to be clear. I want to be really honest with parents, because I think sometimes when we talk about safety, the tendency of an administrator is to not be totally honest, because we're afraid of what you'll think and if you'll be worried about your child being safe. But all of you know that we're in the 21st century, and for most of us, except for some of you that look super young, it's not when we went, it's not like when we went to school, right? Like we were with Columbine, some of you may be too young to know that, and it was just kind of an outlier, but now anything can happen, and it just makes it easier for us because we do have to do bag checks. A lot of this is Homeland Security mandatory, so it's not even our rule. So we do have to check bags, and it makes it easier for us for everything to be clear. Sports bag, lunch bag, the number one question I get from moms is what about our young ladies and that one time a month, each month. I'm like, we made it this school year and previous school years without incidents with that, so it'll be fine. So it's not like we're putting you out and embarrassing you, but it's just something that we have to do and it ensures everyone's safety. I'm also gonna be honest with you and say we're part of the vaping epidemic, and that's not metal, and we have metal detectors. And so again, it's easier to see when it's clear. I would love to tell you we've never had an incident with vaping, but we do, and we have. It's a part of the 21st century. So the clear bags is to protect everyone, and it makes it easier for us to do. So it's, whatever you can dream of being clear, we need it to be clear. But good question. We even want the water bottles to be clear. That's one of the reasons why we're anti like Stanley cups and things like that, because you get the real cute ones that are not clear. So it just makes it easier for us. And parents, students come in with like Starbucks, Monster energy drinks, bread dye drinks, and they are so hyped up and excited, and it causes incidents for us. So our goal is for everyone to have water that they're sipping on throughout the day. Now, we're not gonna man what they drink in lunch, but if they come with an energy drink in a container, we're gonna take it. We won't let them have that. We need the energy, they don't. And so we're not doing energy drinks and things like that throughout the day. Like if they had a rough night, they don't have to get to bed early, but we don't need them coming in geeked up and then trying to learn. It's hard for everybody when they got the jitters. So we're really big on water throughout the day. And if it's clear, it's easier for us to see in water. Surely it won't be vodka. We have medications. More questions? What's your biggest fear coming in for the parents who haven't had a middle schooler? What's the big scary part? I think most of the time they're worried about the transition and how would they know where to go. We're really not a huge school. We're the largest middle school, but we have 4 hallways and they have numbers of 1, 2, 3, 4. All of your students' classes, with the exception of 2, when they go see these people, will be on hallway 2. No, exception of you guys, you're 4.
It's 2.
2. And they all have numbers right above them. But when we come back, for all of you who will be available, when we do our summer 6th grade academy and sample day, they're gonna walk the schedule through the hallways. And if they get lost, we just point them in the right direction. It's kind of hard to get lost when you just have 4 hallways with a number over each one. Kind of foolproof, but they don't have to be intimidated by that, and they all have lunch at the same time in here. So they don't do a whole lot of transitioning outside of hallway 2. Yeah, I want it to be 1 so badly because they're first 6th grade, and that's not what it is, and it's confusing me. Yes?
What time it was?
That's a good question too. So 6th grade has first lunch, but there's a little asterisk with that. Coach Tang, for example, does not eat on 6th grade lunch. So let's say you had him during your 4th period class, you wouldn't be in 6th grade lunch. You would be on 7th grade lunch with mostly 7th graders, all right? Same thing for Ms. Haddad. She has 6th grade lunch, but she has students that aren't in 6th grade in her class. So if you have a specialty teacher, you might not have the 11 o'clock-ish 6th grade lunch, but if you have one of the core teachers, you will have 6th grade lunch, which is the first lunch around 11, 05, 08 in there. So 11-ish will be your lunchtime.
Okay.
Can you live with it? Are you okay?
Oh, okay.
You're okay. Just want to make sure you're okay. So I'm gonna answer a question that none of you have asked yet. No one asked what time school starts here. Does it start at 8:30? Does it start at 8:15? I'll tell y'all a secret. I don't know, because the superintendent is moving to have, it won't be exactly 1 bell schedule, but he's reading 7 o'clock schools. So that'll help with buses also. So once he tells his school the official time, you guys will be notified. So we could be at 8 o'clock school, we could be at 8:15 school, or we could be at 8:30 school. We don't know yet, but he's 99% sure he's going to be able to pull off no 7 o'clock schools and more of a unified bell schedule, if you will. It'll be a little stagger, obviously, right? Like I said, between 8 and 8:30. So as soon as he says West Junior High, you are 8, whatever, you'll all, as long as we have your information in Skyward, even at Oakland, it just feeds over, you'll know as soon as we know. And I predict that you'll know before like June. Don't quote me on that, but it is the plan to go to more of a unified bell schedule, so there will be no 7 o'clock schools. We weren't a 7 o'clock school anyway. We're the last school in the county to get buses picked. Everything, we're last, not I don't mean bad, but we're the furthest away from the cab, so they pick us up last. If something goes wrong with the bus, we have to stay later with students, that kind of thing. And so he's hoping to rid that because everybody will, you won't be competing with a school that got out at 2:15 and then we get out at, for real, I don't know, 3:15, 3:25, 3:45. I don't know what time we get out of school actually, but we're all gonna have a unified bell schedule, so you will know as soon as we know. Yes.
Where do car riders go when it's like the end of the day and bus riders?
So, what are you typically, a bus rider or a car rider?
Car riders.
So, right now at 3:25, we announce for all walkers and car riders to be dismissed. And you will know this on our sample day and on the first day of school, there's a path you walk to get out and the car rider line goes around the back of the school.
Okay.
And bus riders, we call them by bus over the intercom as they come. Because since we're the last school to get picked up, they're not all lined up when we come out. It's like a stagger. Bus 67 may come, and then 81, and then 105. So we just call it over the intercom.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am?
Security guards, how many do you have?
Currently, we have one. I'm asking for 2 because I want to have a male and a female. Due to budget cuts, I can't tell you for certain that we will have 2, but we have a male, and if we ever need a female, we get the female officer from Oakland to come over. I'm sorry, hand over here. Yes, ma'am.
You all said that the books are digital and most of the.
Not solely. We have digital, but we actually have in your hand, but what's the word I'm thinking? Consumables. We don't have like the hardback textbooks like
Oh,
my day.
they're like workbooks.
Work- so
Like
it's the
math
textbook.
books, it's a workbook, like they can write in. That's what it is, it's a workbook, it's not like the textbooks, when I was in school, it was hardback.
You were just in school
I was
last year,
about to
Miss Gordon.
say,
Don't do that. Don't do that, Miss Gordon. Get ready to
I'm not saying y'all, but yeah, they can write in, it's like a workbook.
So when I spoke to the digital component, we use a digital learning management system, Google Classroom. Each student receives a Google email address. We all have Google email addresses. And so that's how work gets submitted now. Like Ms. Gordon said, all of them still have things that they do on paper, but we're moving to be I won't ever say 100% digital because that's just really hard, and I do that in pen and paper, pencil and paper. But for me, it's hard to say, Mom, I did do that. I don't know why she said she didn't get it. And then Ms. Gordon looks it up and it says, no, it was not submitted, it's red. Or they say, oh, he did submit it at 12:01 a.m. It was due by midnight, that kind of thing. We don't have to fight those battles when we're digital. And quite frankly, we're in a digital age. Most things are digital and we need to prepare them to be functioning citizens in this global society in which we live. And we're not preparing them for that if we do everything on pencil and paper, but there is a place for pencil and paper. So I value it, and I know a lot of times Ms. Gordon is good at doing both. Like it's some steps you have to do on paper, but then she has a lot of digital components, and she's very interactive with electronics and games, but we strive to be as digital as possible. But some things you just have to do with old school.
I have touched on this.
It's okay.
But as far as the one, because he's a car rider, can they get dropped off earlier before start time?
Okay, so
How does that work?
let me address the elephant in the room. You were on Oakland speech yesterday and they talked pretty bad
That's
about
not
Oakland
fine.
car driving. I just wanna own it, okay? They Oakland speech, the end of March, so I was very proud because we didn't make it for car ride line until the end of March. Okay, we're in quarter 4 now, we fought the good fight. Coincidentally, we have multiple people who do early morning duty, who have to be off at the same time. So there was a breakdown in our system. The kids who are normally here one year, I take full responsibility for that. Now that I've said my speech, we are, as soon as I know what our starting time is, I can get the window that people can be available. I want to be honest about what my struggle is. Technically, teachers can only work 15 minutes before their work contracted time and 15 minutes after. So I can't actually come in at 7:45 and stay until 4 whatever, right? So I don't have an issue with car riders being dropped off early, especially when it's cold and all of those things. I just need a better system so I can have people in place without breaking the law, because I don't want to make open speaks on their end either. So all of that stuff, you have my word that I will communicate so everybody can know. I'll be really honest with you about coming in new to the district this year and just trying to like partner into things. I did not have a smooth system of things like that. We were just trying to hire people and get school going. So there are things that I have to improve as a leader of the school, and I'll be honest that car ride line is one of them, but like, yesterday's an exception. I'm not mad, but whatever. So that's something that we're working on, and I'm really open to feedback. So when parents, so I want to be clear, no parent contacted me. I just received screenshots from Facebook. No parent said, hey, why did you
I
do
promise
this?
that's not why.
And no, and I really didn't feel that way. It was a good segue. You lied and said them. So I'm very open to that because I don't always know other people's experience. Like you guys don't know mine. You don't know that I come in, you know, I live in Shelby County. My son goes to school there. I have to get him to school every morning and then come here. Nobody cares because they say you took this job, right? But what I'm saying is the parent experience is important to me because I don't know what it's like to be in the car with a ride. I know what it's like to be in the throws here and I can't find the key so we can get the carts for the cell phones out. The metal detector wasn't moved from the basketball game. And that has happened for real. They made the car ride line really long. So if you guys said, look, I got seen your email, it was bad today, or you call and actually connect to me while you're driving off, because some of it I just don't know. They don't know because they're on the inside and watching students come in and check them. So we're very open to feedback because that helps make the system better. But I assure you, as soon as they tell us, then we can say whatever 15 minutes is from that, they can report and be there to receive the children, because I don't want you to spend your time in the car waiting and you have places you have to be to. So I have a figured out system. Once I know for sure our start time is 8, good. Because right now it's 8. I don't know. 8 with a hard cutoff of 8:45, wits like that. So IDK right now, but I plan to K and then I'll communicate that, but I really don't know. Also, I need people on PTO, speaking of love and feedback, so just go ahead and be praying about that right now, because I want you for 3 years to be on PTO. We need the PTO, so just, you gotta start marinating that. There's some perks to it that I wanna bribe you with. I don't have them right now off the top of my head, but when I think about it, I'll bribe you with the perks, okay? Because we need some PTO. That's another way we have parental input and know what's working, what's not working, and you get to have a say. And that's part of our school improvement plan. We have to have parental stakeholders, so I can't just write it. I need to say, no, she seen it, no, she didn't do that, we know we did that, okay? So I really do want that. I'm not just saying it because it sounds nice. We need a PTO. Most of our PTO left with 8th graders, and so I started with 0 PTO, and right now it's still 0. Yeah. More questions? Yes, ma'am. Early registration is Monday. The 31st is gonna be online and be a link that goes out to, I know that y'all told you, okay? I just found out too. A link is gonna go to your, whatever email you have at Skyward. And it's, you'll just follow the steps today to upload documents, all of that.
Say whatever you want.
Skyward, the learning platform system, like if you go online and check your grades, the one where we have the emergency contact.
If it's already in the system, like it's Skyward with Oakland, we have to put all that in again, or just in there?
My opinion is I would like for it to, because I've run into a lot of parents from Oakland that said, he's on the checkout list for her, just let him get him, and he comes and shows up and they're not in there. So what transfers over is not always what you remember from the past 5 years. So for me, it would be extremely helpful if you treat it like you're brand new. But, so, and communication will go out to, you will receive communication. I'm sure you receive some email if somebody gets some going from the district every day. Trust me, one person comes out. Does somebody have a question over here too? Yes, sir.
You mentioned about sample day. When is that, or you have a day on it?
I don't know yet. I plan to have it in June, but all of that is dependent on a lot of decisions that the district has to approve first. So I don't want to tell you a date and they say, no, we can't do that day. As long as you, and I sent out communications to the principals at Oakland to send to you too. So I'll probably know a day before the last day of school, and I typically just share flyers with them, and then she will share it with you. So whether you're a Southwest parent or an Oakland parent, I always send them communications to share with you. So you'll know. I'm hoping to be able to tell you before school gets out because it's easier to pass it on through the current principal. What else? Let me know what you got now. I hope I've heard from every parent who's never had a middle schooler before. All hearts and minds clear. What about questions about clubs or anything for our lovely auxiliary teachers or content teachers? Does anybody have a counselor for question for our counselor? Everybody okay? All right, if nobody else has anything, I'm gonna let these different, okay? Okay, and then I'm gonna come to you. Yes, sir. I have no idea.
And if you have it in the county, you're eligible.
Oh, are you not currently in the, you're not currently in the district?
No.
Okay, I'm sorry, I just wanted to know.
If that was
Details matter. So everyone, pretty much in this, like your backyard is right there, when you register, and you can go to Fayette County Public Schools website and put in your address and it'll show you the bus route and tell you bus information. Okay. I am so sorry. That's the teacher fail, assuming that you knew something. I am sorry. Ma'am.
Yes.
Yes. We can do whatever we want to. They can't discriminate against us anymore.
So on that, yes, girls can play football. When I was coaching, you always had to make sure that you do the exact same way. You're not going to be cut. Your requirements to play the sport is not going to be cut like they do with military service, because you have to be able to do the same thing. Now, I will tell you too, with TWSLA, they started it last year, I think, this year, that there is now an official flag football team, flag football for high school. Are they trying to pull that down to middle school at all?
They're trying, I don't think it'll be next year, but they are trying to get it. It's been, second year for, flag football, they're still working out kinks, and then it'll be pushed down to middle school.
And that is a spring school. So flag football for girls is a spring school.
Now, whenever we have trials for anything, we announce it and we put flyers and stuff up, so anything you're interested in, you would know about it ahead of time. Yes, ma'am. We do. That's well. Anybody got questions about clubs, extracurriculars? Questions? Yes.
I can school tutorial.
Yes, now, I wanna be clear that it's not always in a traditional way where you make pictures, so let me tell you what it looks like. For example, Ms. Gordon and Mr. Davis offer ELA and math tutoring after school, and they tell what days I communicate to the parents. You don't have to take your class to come, tell me?
No, you do have to,
I just lied real fast. So she does it for sixth grade, and then we have an online platform after school for people who are waiting to be picked up that they receive tutor, but that's why the laptop cards are in here. But it's not a teacher with you one-on-one, it's a teacher supervising as you receive like digital tutoring. Now, I don't know what the school year that's upcoming has in store, because maybe it'll look different with grant funding and all of that, but we don't have, if you're black and white in school every day, we don't have that. But most of the time, you just reach out to a teacher if you need to, work out something with your child to get the work they need or some extra support, so we can be flexible, but no, we don't have a black and white every day. Good question. Anybody else? Yeah. So currently, we do not. There was a grant for it that wasn't awarded to our school, it was awarded to the other middle school. And so they're gonna apply for it again to see, but we didn't receive it, and it's done at the district level, then they just tell us if we have it or not. So I'm not sure how much say we have it. Currently, we don't, but again, all of my answers are gonna say this. When I find out about something we have, I'll do a blast, so you know, sign up. But I haven't been told that we will or will stand on the grant. We also have a different demographic from the other schools, so sometimes they can get funded and we can't. But good question. Yes, ma'am. We do, but not normally for sixth grade. We have, if your child qualifies for gifted, you can apply to be in the gifted program, but more of the optional thing is for the upper class, like their eighth graders who take algebra 1 and physical science. Mr. Haggard has advanced STEM classes, but we don't have a separate optional program for every grade level. This is what I do, because I know the teachers need to leave and some of you are ready to go. I'm gonna stick around if you have more questions, but we can officially dismiss, so that these people can go home. Everybody do the Okay. Thank you very much.